like I should have made this list earlier. Not because some of the other Yu-Gi tubers have been picking up on some of the gems from this set, but to inform you guys on some of the most underlooked cards that you guys should be taking advantage of. There is a specific card in this set that will eventually be meta changing. I'm serious. This card has a 100% chance of being a must-have in every player's arsenal. I think I'm going to keep that at number 1 for that exact reason. I'm TheCaliEffect, and if you guys want to see more videos like this, then go ahead and destroy that subscribe button. But more importantly, keep up with the flames I'm setting up to make sure the destruction of that notification bell is evident, because wait, did I just make an entire setup pun with my own moniker? You gotta do it now. You gotta hit that notification bell and subscribe, because we just too strong. Without further ado, I present to you my top 5 most underrated cards in the Flames of Destruction set. Starting off at number 5, it has been catching quite a bit of a trend. I guess you could say that people might be a little bit more woke to this card, but until it starts actually seeing play, because the card is that good, then it's still underrated. Waking the Dragons is a short print trap card out of the set that allows you to immediately special summon monsters from the deck or extra deck when your opponent gets rid of it. Now, some cards automatically come to mind, such as Last Warrior from Another Planet, as your opponent might not have already committed a monster board and hoped to get rid of your back row before they did. This might just be a problem for their plans, because once they destroy this card and haven't committed the monster, Last Warrior of Another Planet comes out and it kind of prevents them from summoning other monsters. But there's always the ability to tutor monsters from your main deck if you cannot special summon monsters from your extra deck, what gives this card some good utility. Overall, I think this card fulfills the true meaning of trap cards. Your opponent might want to destroy some of your trap cards to disrupt them, only to fall for your trap and wake the dragon itself. Number 4 on this list, Xander actually asked me about this card a bit earlier and I waved it off. In my mind, this card was just outclassed by better cards until I realized both of those better cards were limited on the forbidden list for a reason. This card lingered on my mind until eventually I realized I was passing it off as one of the best trade-offs in Yu-Gi-Oh! Activating a spell and gaining a monster, and that's exactly what World Legacy Succession does. I mean, it's not as good as Soul Charger Monster Reborn, but this searchable card actually allows you to summon monsters from your graveyard for free. No real drawbacks. I tried to justify this card being bad, and I had to point to a monster, and then I realized if your opponent controls a monster in the extra monster zone and points to your main monster zone, then this card could be just as free as Monster Reborn. It's hurt a bit by its once per turn clause, but that would probably be a bit too powerful if it wasn't. I mean, I guess the succession plan for good cards should always be balanced, but maintain the legacy of its aforementioned card before. Number 3 on this list is a bit obscure. I mean, when you go to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Wikia, it will tell you all of the support cards from different archetypes and strategies inside of a box set. This strat was omitted, and I didn't really find it odd at first. The archetype that I'm talking about is actually a sub-archetype that was out way before the real archetype came out. But then I looked at the list and it had the audacity to mention signature move cards as one of the support cards, but not this one. I mean, I didn't even know what the hell signature move cards were talking about until I clicked on the link and literally had to find the card itself. Now, I know I dug myself in a hole away from the point, but allow me to network myself back into it. Network Trap Hole was a completely ignored card because it doesn't have much use right now. But if you follow the trend inside of the set, all of the cards do just about the same thing. Disrupt cards coming from the graveyard or summon from the graveyard. Network not only banishes cards from the graveyard and deck, but banishes those monsters face down. Combine that with the fact that this card can be used from the deck thanks to Trap Tricks with Fleisha, and it's only $1, I literally bought 21 copies of this card yesterday. I just don't see it being $1 forever. Number 2 on this list follows the set's trend in such a heartless way. This card's drop-off may be bigger than other cards on this list, but its max potential was the highest of the 4. Heartless Drop-Off is a cold, calculated card that will one day win someone a game all by itself. Until then, it's one of the biggest boom or bust cards on this list because its effects does seem to be really difficult to attain. Most strategies search from the deck to the hand, but Heartless Drop-Off does have the potential to catch that deck that returns to the hand from the graveyard at a really awkward situation and be a living nightmare for players on the receiving end of this effect. I mean, let's just face it, how could you be so heartless? This card's just seriously, I just think it has the highest ceiling and again is one of the biggest boom or bust cards on this list. Before we talk about number one on this list, let's talk about some really good honorable mentions. World Legacy Struggle, Link Bound, World Legacy Sorrow, World Legacy Awakens. Almost every card that has World Legacy in its name was pretty good in this set. Space Insulator, Iron Dragon Tamayatin, FA Don Dragster are all beast-ass cards. I want you guys to list down below what cards you think are underrated in this set. Also be sure to like this video for another top 5, possibly even for the new upcoming Dark Savior set. Number 1 on this list follows the tradition of a negation. A card like this only makes an appearance once every 3 sets and makes a huge impact every time a new iteration steps into the fray. The card we're talking about has the ability to haunt the Yu-Gi-Oh card game for a very long time. Ghost Bell and Haunted Mansion will be an incredibly game-changing card. The ability to disrupt the graveyard will affect every valuable card very soon. I mean, the OCG is already playing this card, so you guys can already get a similarity on how powerful this card could be. And here I am telling you guys a card, the most underrated card in the set, and I don't even have a playset yet. Good thing they're only $30, so pick them up before they become too much. Thank you guys so much for watching another segment of The Cali Effect. Again, I want you guys to post down below in the comment section, what do you feel are some underrated cards in this set? Possibly my list is wrong. Possibly I missed some cards. I want to see what you guys think. Also, I want to give a shout out to my Patreons. You guys are insane. I wouldn't be able to do this without you. I really appreciate every single one of you guys. Please like, comment, subscribe, but most of all, enjoy. I hope you guys are having a great day like I am.